Welcome back to Her Standards. My name is Queen Tambori, and today we are celebrating fathers. We have a Father's Day special episode. I'm joined by two amazing gentlemen, Faustin and Ojambo Inea. Faustin is in the creative industry, and so is OJ, who is a top actor in the country, as well as a columnist. And he also for men raising their children into proper boys and men. Anyway, so just before we took the break, we were talking about some of the challenges and high-low moments that the gentlemen have experienced raising their children, and we just wanted to take it a notch higher. There's been a lot of perceptions and myths on, single fathers and whether they can raise children properly. Now we have Faustin here, who is raising his 3-year-old, unfortunately, after he lost his wife, and OJ has done so well with his 2 children, one who is actually abroad and does not speak Swahili. So, just picking it up from there, gentlemen, is it true that men can't raise children? People say, not me. It is said.
It's not true. It's just a perception. You see, it's all about choices. If you choose to raise your kid, it's just upon you, as in, it's just your own choice, yeah? But then maybe the perception comes in whereby you have these dads who run away from their responsibilities, yeah, to take care of the kid, the bills, and everything, yeah? So I think it's not true. At some point it's true, but then it's just a matter of choices, yeah? Just a matter of choices. What you choose to do, what is good or not, yeah? Yeah.
We see so many cases of deadbeat fathers.
Yeah, so
but again, Queen, a deadbeat father, why is the reason of deadbeat?
Yeah.
That's the thing I'll ask again, because I've seen people, I have friends, the relationship didn't work. We have a kid, and then the mother denies the father the access to the kid. Yeah. The father gives up and says it's okay. But the funny thing is usually bills will come up, and the mother will want the father to come again and support. But if you denied me the first time, you don't want me to have access to my kid, why should I come and support the kid?
Well, my opinion, okay, and I stand to be corrected, is we have to separate issues, okay?
Yeah.
Where children are involved, then I think we have to be grown up enough to identify the fact that there are children that need to be raised here, there are needs that need to be sorted, and it has got nothing to do with my relationship with you. And actually, most women who deny their baby daddies or their children's fathers an opportunity to be with them is because of a past bad experience. Probably they gave them access, and the children ended up, being frustrated. They didn't go to school, their health was compromised, right? So is it possible, do you think it is possible that a man can take care of that child properly, give that child a proper upbringing? It's
possible, and I've seen men doing a lot of that, but you find that there comes a problem where sometimes it is the mother who doesn't want that to happen, or because the man has moved on and has another kid, you start complaining that the man is putting the other kid on Instagram more. Like I have a friend who the past wife is complaining that why are you putting the other kid, because now you are popular, more on Instagram than these other kids. Yeah.
But if that is the case, if that is happening, I mean, she has a right to complain.
Well, but the woman denied the man the access to the kid. You come to visit your kid in school and find that the wife has actually transferred the kid. What do you do now? You cannot continue fighting.
But how do you resolve this stalemate?
No, you just have to be adults and decide, this weekend you're going to your dad's place, this weekend you're staying here. Yeah, I've seen guys doing that. Yeah. I've seen, there's a good friend of mine who's an artist who has another family, but the first kid from the first lady usually stays more with him. And the kid is so much friendly with the other kids that when she's in a birthday or anything, she has to carry things to take to the other kids. Yeah.
And OJ, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I know someone who actually decided to take care of, he got custody over They had a court battle with the child over child custody. He got the custody. But now the children are being raised by the house manager. Okay, the gentleman is busy hanging out with these boys. Okay, to the point of, and I'm asking this, I mean, from a point of innocence, like when it comes to dealing with certain issues, especially the ones that touch on reproductive and sexual health, how do you tackle it as a single dad? Your daughter has just started her periods. How do you deal with that? Will you have to call auntie or your sister to come in? I'm just being realistic. Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible, but again, I say the enmity is between you and the wife, but you should talk out. Because I've also seen such a case where a single mother goes to the dad and tells the dad, your son is ready for circumcision. Can you come and take him? And the man didn't even appear.
And you blame us?
Yeah, it didn't even appear, which was very bad. Didn't even appear. And I've seen such things because of mentorship.
Yeah.
I have very many friends who are single and have boys. And then I have men who take their kids out for camping. So what I do sometimes, I tell these single ladies, bring all your sons. I'll go with them to this camp because their daddies can't come. I take them to the camp so that they can get the mentorship. And I do that as a charity, just to help, because you're having here a lady who can't come maybe to a circumcision ceremony because the father, shamefully, doesn't want to appear.
Very interesting. Anyway, life is like that. Faustin, now that you have this 3-year-old adorable daughter of yours,
Yes.
how are you raising her?
So at the moment, I had my sister back here then.
Okay.
Then she traveled back home. So at the moment, I'm just left alone with the kid and my brother-in-law, the brother to the late Milka. So, and also my friend called Tim. We have Robert, so they shall come in. They're just boys.
There are many uncles.
Yeah, my Talisha's uncles, yeah. So they shall come in and help me a lot. Most of the time we shall stay with them. So they shall come in. Talisha really loves them a lot. And yeah, they usually bond, and that one really helps her to recover and to be lively, you know. Sometimes when I go out for these photo shoots and do everything, I usually let her be with them, at home.
Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, that question is a bit tricky, but then it's all about choices, yeah. And then you see, as for grief is a journey, and
it is.
You can't, as in, there's nothing that can speed up your speed period, yeah, your grief period. So it takes time, it's a process. We have to go each step. It's not that, like, as for example, Oji's grief cannot be like mine, yeah.
True story.
Like it can take like 2 months or 1 year to heal, and for me, I can take maybe forever, yeah, or I can take more time than him, yeah. So it's just about time, yeah. It's about what you think is best for you, yeah. Yeah, as in your life, like any choice you make, it's based on what if Mama Talisha will wake up today and will she be happy with the choices you have taken or made to make her daughter maybe good or whatever she wanted her to be.
What's your greatest fear? Like,
My greatest fear is disappointing or letting down my daughter, yeah? Because you see, like every day when I wake up and try to do anything, I'm doing everything for her, yeah? At the moment, as you can see, even my body was like, yeah. As for Talisha right now, she's a bit, just added a lot of weight, yeah. When she was discharged from the hospital, she was around 11 kgs. At the moment, she's around 20. So all my efforts, everything just directed to Talisha at the moment, yeah. So I think my greatest fear is just to let down Talisha, like to be that weak dad to her, yeah. And I don't want my daughter to be like, yeah, dad is so weak. And you see, when daughters see you, you are so weak. Like my father can never allow us to see him so weak. Like even if he's so weak, he doesn't show up.
He doesn't show up.
So as for me, I can't let her down. Then you cannot make a mistake whereby, as in you're so young and you want to just move on, yeah. And then later you come and as in later you realize that you made the wrong choices. You find some girl somewhere and then he comes to mistreat your kid and all that. You see perceptions, but then at some point it's true, yeah. You have these other mothers who come in and then they want to treat a kid after getting that kid with you, yeah? Then you still favors and everything, yeah. But then as for me, that is my greatest fear.
I'm sure things will be fine, right, Oje?
Yeah.
I'm sure things will work out for you and for Tanisha.
Yeah, Talisha.
Tanisha, it's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Oje, I'm sure someone is probably watching and wondering, okay, now I have been single for so long and I've met this beautiful, wonderful person in my life, a partner, and I probably want to introduce them to my children. Do you think, when is the right time to have that conversation with the children? How do you break the ice? How do you start it? How do you ensure that that conversation does not ruin your relationship with your children?
That's a very tricky question,
Yeah.
depending both sides, because now, all the times, people used to be serious in a relationship.
Yeah.
And you can actually introduce a lady, you can actually say, this is your daddy. But these days I have an example of a lady who started telling the kids to call the men with their name, as we discussed the other time, because the problem is, this is your daddy, after 1 year, another daddy comes in, now the kid gets confused. He just gets confused. How many daddies?
Yeah.
Or
how
uncles.
many uncles?
Uncles.
Yeah.
Uncles,
Yeah, so it depends. Even the kids from the dad's place, this is your mommy, there's another mommy that comes in. So I think somebody should be very, very sure that I'm marrying this lady, I'm committed, settling down,
Yeah.
so that you can introduce the kids. Yeah. I think that's the only thing, because this other way you'll actually confuse the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faustin, you agree?
Yes. It's true, and also it depends on the age of those kids, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, you can't expect Talisha to know this is my mom, yeah? And then, like, currently Talisha is 3 years old.
Yeah.
So you can't compare Talisha 3-year-old and a 15 years old or 10 years old
Yeah.
above, yeah.
Especially for him, it will be very crazy,
Yeah.
because the kid is small.
Yeah.
My son is big, he's around, now he's 20. But I assure you, my son has never seen me with a girlfriend. Never. My daughter the same. Never.
Why not? Is there
Because I don't
specific-
want to introduce them to this life that maybe your father is a Casanova or something. Never in their life. Never.
It's about protecting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's going out, it's me and them.
Yeah.
When I go out with my daughter, it's me and her. No one else comes in. When I used to go the same with my son, it's me and him. No one else comes in. And they'll tell you, they never know.
Wow, very interesting. No, you know, you have a son who is 20 years old.
Yeah.
Faustin's daughter is 3 years. His daughter is 3 years old. There's this thing about fathers and sons, and there's been a lot of talk. I mean, on almost every show that we have on Her Standards, somehow that question will come from the guest of the host because of what we are seeing. People are complaining. There's a lot of hue and cry out there, you know, people saying the boy child this, the girl child this. There's so much makelele being made by women and girl empowerment. At the same time, the boys, you know, they're dragging behind. Oje, you are a wise man. This boy child being left behind conversation, what is your take on it? Do you think men are doing enough to mentor their children?
I think the problem is men are not mentoring their children. To me, that is the biggest issue that we're having. Many single ladies and the men are not coming in to mentor the other boys or the children. Or men are not taking time to mentor other men. That is the big issue we're having. As I said, even the other program, as some of us were brought up And usually the first person you'll be asked who's your mentor or who do you admire, it's your father. Because you never saw your father weak, you never saw your father. We knew he struggled maybe for school fees, but he never showed you. Yeah? He did all these things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Some of us, when you are our fathers, yes, when they have a conflict with your mother, they call your mother to a bedroom, they argued there, not in front of the kids, and they came out smiling. And that's how life used to be. Now we are having weak men here. They want to argue in front. They can't do anything. And as I said the other time, you find a boy in a room sleeping on the side of the wall instead of the ladies sleeping on this other side. They are not protecting their ladies.
Okay, that's a sleeping arrangement. What should happen?
No, you were supposed to protect your girl.
Yeah.
When you are walking, the girl has to be on the side of the wall. They are not doing that. Something happens, the man who runs out first. You see, it's crazy. You're supposed to go out there. You're supposed to fetch for your wife. Yeah? Men have not been taught that. Or rather, I hear there are men who are being paid rent for. I'm looking for such a woman to pay my rent. And you see, those things never happen nowadays. Nowadays, it's the men who you're supposed to take care of their bills. You know, those things. Men are not coming out here to mentor their sons and telling them, work hard for this. So that boy-child thing has been overstretched to me. Because women have decided, let us go out and do it for yourself. Women are working hard.
So what do you guys want us to do? You want us to step up and mentor the boy-child?
It's a big problem because men should do their part. Because I'm seeing women even in the garages, women are going out, women are doing manual jobs, women are coming out to try and sell masks and everything, but men are just there.
What do men need to do?
I think men should just go back and start mentoring their sons.
Because I sometimes feel like there's a generation gap somewhere. Do you think the same way your father mentored you and taught you about economics and taught you about life and the lessons, are you doing the same thing to your child, or are you too busy, for them, and substituting that quality time with them using other means?
You see, for the current generation, I think boys are too busy with their life.
Busy doing what, Faustin?
Yeah, like for this generation, our generation, we just few people, like few young men and ladies, they're responsible for their own life, But then they're too busy that leads them to forget about their responsibility. Like unaweza pata msichana kona mtoto, boy has that kid somewhere, but then he's just too busy to
busy and spending time with the boys.
Busy with their own life,
I think it's the boys, as you have said, and then the way people have been brought up. I tell people, I was brought up in Buruburu, which we used to have courts. The courts were like villages where any parent could discipline you. Any parent could give you an advice.
As in everything happening, you see these young people see whatever is happening around here. So we have those good mentors and bad mentors. So it's about your mentorship, as in whatever you see is what you do. Like if I see OJ is living a very good life, as in it's a very good mentor to me, that's the way I go. But then if you choose to have that mentor who has no morals, as in the moral behavior, or how he handles his things or things, then that's the way your life will just...
Your life will just crumble down. Women, we have a lot of support system around. We even have groups. We have chamas, we have just girl groups, we have squads, and so on and so forth. And it actually helps us because we're able to talk to issues that affect us directly, and we are able to interact and vent and express ourselves. Just wondering, what is it that men can do together? What is it that men can do together so that we can help we can rescue this generation? Like, can we have even a support group for single dads or something like that?
I think that will be the way to go. And mentoring the single life, that should be the way to go. Should be the way to go, because if you don't come and mentor these young kids, I think we are getting lost. A lot. There's a generation that will get lost on the neatness, the cleanliness, everything just get lost.
Because I believe that in those support groups, then there'll be an older OJ who is able to support a younger Faustine who is just beginning to raise a child, and then you share the wisdom. Or what do you think, Faustine? Do you think something like a support group would be beneficial?
Yeah, the same way men have these, like I see, you have Subaru boys there.
Yes.
You have Mazda group boys there.
Mercedes, Pajero.
Yeah, so it will help a lot, yeah. When you see one mind cannot make a very good decision, but when several minds comes and partner, yeah, we might have something good.
I believe those are very good accountability groups where people can actually put you on the spot when they feel that you're doing something that is out of line.
Because men actually, my age mates, if you do something wrong, they call you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call you if you are wronging something in the family, or maybe you are doing something wrong to the wife. They call you as men and tell you, yes, as your friends, you have sat down, and I think this is not the right way to go. You cannot let your kids do this. You cannot leave your wife to do this and this. They call you. You're getting lost. Why are you leaving your family? So that what can you benefit from the other? They call you. But these other guys, I see, they just look at you.
They call the Z, Generation Z.
The Generation Z.
Yeah.
They just look at you and...
they mind their business.
Yeah, nobody tells you this how it's supposed to be. But maybe it's again from the bringing up. Yeah, maybe it's from the bringing up. That generation lost it from the bringing up. Because I tell guys, even me, the first time I was out and slept in a hotel, I made my bed because I thought my mother would come and hit me, because my mother is a perfectionist. We used to have bed covers that flower had to be straight like this. If it's a condo like this, that's war. You see? And that's how, and I found it difficult because my son is, the people he goes out. I had to force my son, you must have a handkerchief. You must have 2 handkerchiefs. One, when you are with a lady, you give the lady when she's crying, you have to have a handkerchief. No, it's routine. Something I've grown up with. But most of these kids, they don't know that.
Very interesting. I know. I don't let the time go. We have to finish, unfortunately. Any plans for Father's Day?
Yes, for me, personally,
Ojai, kijana mdogo amesema men need to love themselves. So if people don't love on you, maybe you need to come up with something for yourself.
Yeah, you have to love yourself.
Yeah,
congratulate your father.
Yeah. As for me, I guess, I don't know. Whatever will come on the way, I'll just flow with it.
First thing, you know, even on Father's Day, you can also celebrate women. Do you know the Father's Day idea was actually an idea brought up by a woman? So I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll have a plan. But then my plan will always incorporate my baby Talisha. So, like Mother's Day, I took her out, to celebrate her mom. And then, for me, this one, I don't, it's just personal.
Lovely. Kijana mdogo.
Yeah, maybe congratulate my father, who is still my mentor. Yeah, and his wise advices and everything. And also telling men outside there, enjoy, don't stress yourself. Yeah, don't stress your father. Come out and also mentor the young kids, mentor the young boys. This is a big problem.
I think on that note, we'll just come to an end of this show. My guests, thank you so much for finding time and opening up about your stories. I really appreciate. So gentlemen, I realize that you're both creatives. Where can we find you and interact with your creative work? Let me start with the youngest father in the house.
Yeah, as for me, on Instagram, I'm Faustine_Don. On Facebook, Faustine the King. Yeah, and I'm also on YouTube as Malkia Faustine. That is Malkia or Mama Talisha, and Faustine, that is me. Yeah.
Amazing. So we find everything that you do?
Yeah.
Awesome.
For me, IG is Ojambo Inea, so to jump in the whole generation. The IG is Ojambo Inea, and then Twitter is at Ojiambo Ainea.
Facebook?
Facebook again, I use the name Ujambo Inea.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get me, find my work. And even if you Google Ujambo Inea, you'll see my work, the things I've done, the movies, the series, and what I write. And also Nairobian, as they say, you can find my advice there. Yeah.
Every Friday in the Nairobian.
Yeah.
And for single moms who are looking for mentorship for their sons, they can also reach out to you.
Yeah, because I usually come together and I advise people like Ian Bugwa, we call him Judge Ian, and Robert Burale. We also come together and maybe talk together when we try to mentor the boys. Yeah.
I wish you a happy Father's Day season, month.
Thank you.
Let us take care of this, rescue this generation. Let's mentor the young people. Let's ensure that we raise them to be responsible fathers and father figures in future. My name is Quinton Bori, and this has been Her Standards. We are coming to you from 4 Points by Sheraton in Hurlingham, a very beautiful place. As you can see, you can come here for a meal with the friends, for staycations, for conferences. They even have happy hours, so I'm told. And if you do not have any Father's Day treat for the father figures in your life, this would be a beautiful idea to treat the people you call fathers in your lives. I have really enjoyed your company, you watching us from home and enjoying our conversations and giving us feedback. We really appreciate you. From here at KTN Home and the production team, we are very excited, and thank you so much for your time. Bye for now. Till next time.
Special thanks to 4 Points by Sheraton Hurlingham for hosting Her Standards. This Father's Day, you can come and celebrate with your father and get 20% discount, a welcome drink, and music from a live band. You can also visit and have a meal at Pablo's restaurant, relax at the rooftop, maze on the deck, hold conference meetings, catch up with friends at Level 8 Bar, or you can come for staycation.